Lawrence Tompkins with us from the Susquehanna boys basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. And Coach, great to see you here at Arcaro and Genell. Appreciate you bringing the guys down, and fun day for them to kind of get a little bonding today. And then there's other things you guys do at Susquehanna, but let's talk first about these guys you have on the squad this year and what you're seeing so far here early in the preseason, getting ready for the first game.
Yeah, sure. We're really excited about where our team is at right now. 2 years ago, our team was very young, and you can't gain experience until you go through some trials and tribulations, and our team definitely did that. And we started to show some improvements towards the end of last year. We kind of finished the season learning how to win, and we won 3 of our last 5 games, or last 4 games in the regular season, and we were able to win the district championship down at Mohegan Sun. And we started our off season feeling really good about that, and our guys really committed to off season work. And our first week and a half of practices have been really productive. We had a nice scrimmage on Saturday, so we're trying to continue to build on some of that momentum that we have.
Working around guys' schedules, hunting season pretty big in Susquehanna County, I'm sure, and it's a fun time about family, about friendship. You're a hunter yourself, so talk a little bit about your approach with that and how you have to approach that.
Yeah, when we start putting together our schedule for the season, we always keep in mind that we do have a lot of individuals who like to participate in those types of activities. So what we do is we make sure that we do give them the Monday of hunting season off on the first day of the rifle season, and then what I try to do throughout the course of the rest of the hunting season is give them the 2 Saturdays of the season off. So we try to schedule scrimmages around that. Like our second scrimmage this week is going to be on Friday night, so they can have that opportunity to go out and do that on Saturday. And our guys are really excited about that, and they understand too that I'm trying to work around them, and that encourages them to come to school, not skip school, not skip practices, because they know that they're going to have those opportunities.
Punching the clock when they do get there. Let's talk about the work ethic you're seeing. Sure. Again, getting that little feeling of gold last year in the hungry part.
Yeah, our guys have never really struggled to work hard. When you're young, you don't necessarily know what working hard is, so our job is to make sure that they achieve their potential, push their limits, and our guys have been very responsive to that. They've been willing to come in before school in the off season at 6:30, 6:45 a.m. and do some individual workouts, some team workouts together. And now that we've started our season this year, those guys have carried that over into what they're trying to do.
You talk about your squad this year. Let's talk about the guys on the inside first, and
Sure.
What kind of height you have and what kind of presence you have down low.
Yeah, we have a 3-year returning senior. His name is Eric Lee. He started in the post for us for the last 3 seasons. He's arguably one of the best leaders that I've ever coached. Does everything the right way, and definitely provides some toughness and some rebounding, and he's really learned how to finish around the basket really well throughout the course of his high school career. We have a junior. He's about 6'4". His name is Bryce Baldwin. He has also started for 2 to 3 years. He started a few games as a freshman for us. And we also have added an addition this year as a senior. His name is Brock Blodgett. Brock played for us back when he was a freshman, and due to some circumstances, he had to move out of the area right before his sophomore season, but he actually moved back into our district for his senior year, so he is back for us. So we kind of anticipate that those are our 3 main guys who will be in our rotation on the inside. We do have a couple of other players. Eric Hall is one of them who is able to provide some minutes as the other notable individual there.
Let's take us through the rest of the guys that we'll see the floor this year for Susquehanna, and other guys may be fighting for some playing time.
Yeah, we have a returning first-team All-Star from last year at our point guard position. His name is Mason Deacon. He's a junior. He started for the last 2 years, so he'll be a 3-year starter this year. We see Travis Craig as sort of filling in as the backup point guard, but he can also play off the ball too. So he'll either come off of our bench or potentially start. He's a senior. We have another senior named Alex McHugh, who has played with us for 4 years and has really shown great improvement between last year and this year. We have a junior named Adam Rockwell, who will play one of the guard positions for us. He's also a junior. We have CJ Stone is his name. He is a junior as well. He'll play one of the wing positions for us. And also one of our emerging players who's shown great improvement in practice so far this year is another junior. His name is Anthony Dolfini. So we really feel we have 9 or 10 guys right now who we can play in a rotation at the start of the year, and I feel very comfortable with what those individuals can do for us.
Coaching staff, let's talk about them and how you have that cohesiveness and the guys trying to grow as a staff and make sure you're bringing out the best, as you say, in the kids.
Sure. My assistant coach, our JV coach, is Jack Beamer. He's been coaching with me for 2 seasons. This will be his 2nd year. I've known Jack for a very long time, and he actually coached our 5th and 6th grade program before he became my JV coach. The opportunity presented itself, and we needed a JV coach, and he stepped up to fill that void. He works predominantly with the post players in practice, and we do have a volunteer assistant coach who I have known for a significant amount of time. He actually coached with me when I was the head coach at Mountain View a number of years ago. He was my junior high head coach. I then served as my JV coach for a year, and when I began coaching over at Susquehanna, he actually was the Mountain View head coach for 2 years. His name is David Bell, and he kind of fills in where needed. He's a former professional basketball player over in Europe, a Division I basketball player at Hofstra, so his wealth of knowledge for the game is just deeper than mine, and he's really good with the guys, relating things to the guys, conveying messages that might come across as being a little bit more harsh from me, but he kind of softens that message sometimes and is able to relate a little bit better.
Talk to these young men sometimes from places like Susquehanna County, go to your school. They don't know any differently. Maybe some haven't been to a city school before, so there's kind of a way of life in Susquehanna County. There's a way of life at the school, and there's a way of life of basketball there, and it's probably a little different than most schools. So what are you trying to do, other than you're saying you're trying to bring out their best on the court, but overall you're trying to make life lessons for these kids, be better citizens? When you're an educator, I guess there's all kind of angles, but you have your own kind of take on everything.
Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be any individual who plays at Susquehanna on this team or anytime soon who's going to play professional basketball. I tell them a lot that their window playing basketball is very short, but their time to contribute to life and to society is going to be a lot longer. And the lessons that you learn playing basketball are going to be able to translate over into just about everything you do. You're going to come across times where you're not going to feel like doing something, but you're going to have to. There's going to be times when you come across adversity, but you're going to have to work through it. There's going to be times where you experience success, and how you handle success also says a lot about you and dictates about how you go about moving forward. So we talk about that a lot. I try to encourage every one of them to do as well as they can academically, and also in terms of their behavior in school, because I think it reflects a lot on not only them, but their families, the school themselves, the basketball team, myself, and just their own worth as a person. I try to be the most consistent individual in their life every single day, and provide what I think is a role model for them.
And I know right from the top, Superintendent Bronson Stone, good dude, and doing his best there at Susquehanna, along with the whole community, the staff, the educators, and the parents and the kids. So we wish you guys the very best. Coach Tompkins, thank you so much for your time.
Yep, thank you, John. Appreciate it.
Eric Lee joining us from the Susquehanna Sabers basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. And Eric, let's first talk about basketball-wise. You guys having a real nice year last year. What that experience was like to go down to Mohegan against Sun Arena and win a gold.
It was an awesome experience. It was a one-in-a-lifetime experience, actually. It'd be nice to go down there again this year and get that experience. Just a lot of hard work and effort and time put in to be where we ended up.
Basketball is not like jumping off at the charts at a school like Susquehanna. There's a lot of other things you guys do. Some of you may have jobs. Some of you are involved in your community or helping out your parents and things like that. Talk a little bit about what you think Coach Tompkins tries to get across to you guys about life lessons with basketball.
He really wants us to excel and do the best as we can, and he strives for us to get good grades. Grades come before school and everything like that. So that's like, I think that's the main thing he tries to, and like good work ethic. I think that's like the main thing he tries to get through to us.
You also play baseball. So what do you like about that sport, and are you any good at it?
I like baseball. I was actually coach's first team All-Star last year. I've always played it. Played spring, summer, fall every year. It's my favorite sport. I've really tried and like excelled at that. So hopefully in college I can get some experience, opportunities in basketball, baseball.
Let's talk about that next step for you. You're already kind of honed in Mansfield University.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a major that you're interested there and why you chose that.
I'm looking at the major of fisheries. I really want to go with fisheries because like my whole life I've just grown up like out in the world, like out in the outdoors, just fishing, hunting, doing all that all stuff like that, going up where we do. I just really like want to be out there, and that's where I want to be like for my job. I don't want to be sitting in like an office all day.
Yeah, I heard a lot of positive things about the program, and a lot of people here in northeastern Pennsylvania attracted to Mansfield because of that. Let's talk about your folks and how they inspire you, whether it's in the classroom or encourage you on the field or on the court.
Yeah, they're always there for me. I can go to them for anything, sports-wise, work-wise, anything. They just push me to do like the best that I can, no matter what I'm doing.
Well, what are your opportunities as far as looking at these guys, with the young guys coming in and saying, okay, I think we're going to do this year as a basketball team, because you're playing in the Lackawanna League and you're playing Montrose and teams like that. So tell us a little bit about what you think those opportunities will be like when you guys are out there on the court.
I think we're gonna do pretty well this year, just because we've got a deep bench compared to like previous years, and we've got a lot of younger guys that I think can step up and help the team a lot.
All right, Eric, we appreciate your time. We wish you the very best this year.
Thank you.
Travis Craig joining us from the Susquehanna Sabers boys basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. And Travis, let's talk a little bit about what you hope to contribute to your basketball team this year. What are some things you think you've been working on to add a little depth?
I really plan on adding depth. I feel I'm a solid defender that can come off the bench and put solid minutes in.
As far as your team this year, who are the guys you think are going to put the ball in the bucket?
One of our better scorers, Mason Deacon, is a guard-wise, and we have a lot of bigs that can bang.
You got a bright future planned out for yourself. Let's talk about what you're thinking about doing next year comes.
Next year I plan on following in my brother's footsteps and going to the Air Force.
What is it about joining the Air Force? What's been the inspiration, whether it's for your brother or for yourself?
It's more for me. I've always had a sense of pride in being an American and feel it's a great way to serve.
Well, it's a great thing that you're going to do and joining the Air Force next year, so we appreciate your service. Hopefully to start up next year. There's still some time between now and then, so you got to be a kid. So what's it like being a kid at Susquehanna Community?
I think it's great. Susquehanna has a lot of opportunities. We have a lot of things to do around our area, whether it's being in the woods. We have a lot of courts around us, so we like to get on the courts, just our friends playing one-on-one, stuff like that.
Let's talk about your folks and what they do to try to help inspire you as well.
My mom is a huge influence in my life. She's always pushed me to be the best at everything I do, so she's never upset if I'm second, but she pushed me to be first.
As much as you're looking up to your brother, you have a sister that's just a year behind you. What's that relationship like? Because both of you have to try to work through getting high school.
Yeah, me and my sister are very close, and I feel I kind of push her and motivate her to get to her goals.
Insight so far from your brother with the Air Force. Talk about being a little bit more, I guess the goal's a little closer to getting there and being a little bit more inspired from him. What are some things he's trying to tell you to make sure your checks and balances are there to take all those good steps?
Really, he did really well in his tech schools and basic training, so really it's always been my goal to be one up for my brother, just one up everything that he did, so just be as good as I can, but better than him.
That's a great goal to have. I'm glad you have a good relationship with your brother and your sister. Of course, as you said, inspired by your mom as well. We wish you the best this season on the court, and we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Alex McHugh joining us from Susquehanna Sabers basketball. Now, Alex, let's talk about your role out there on the basketball court for the Sabers.
Mostly I play the 2 and 3, shooting guard and small forward positions. The team looks for me to score the ball a bit. I can shoot the ball from a bit outside and play defense when needed.
much fun are you having with this group of guys?
I love it. The guys are great. We have a really good locker room, really good chemistry with each other after playing with each other the last couple of years. So I think we have a really good locker room, and every single game it's a blast.
Coach Tompkins kind of comes across a real philosophical guy, a motivational guy. Tell us about your relationship with him and how he try to handles the team.
Coaching the players are really close. We have a really good relationship with Coach. We're very fun and jovial outside the court, but when things need to be serious and he needs to kind of get us in the right mind, get us focused, he's always a motivational guy. So he's somebody that we look up to as a team.
Let's talk about your family a little bit. You got a couple siblings, so tell us a little bit about them.
Yeah, I have an older brother named Mike. He's 20 years old. He helps my mom with her work as a title searcher, and I have a younger sister who's 10 years old. I try to be a good role model in her life. Try to tell her what's right or wrong, and help her with just basic stuff like her homework every single night. So,
being a good role model is being a good student, and that's your job right now as a senior. Talk about being able to do that in the classroom and show your sister, hey, I'm doing it the right way. What are some of your favorite subjects you have?
Yeah, exactly. I'm really good at math, and my sister is somebody who actually struggles in math a bit. It's one of her best strong suit. So I try to help her out every single night with just basic math problems. Try to teach her, give her that extra help. And me being a role model in her life, she really tries to look up to me like that, and she tries to push herself harder to get through that subject. So it makes me feel good as a person being a role model in my sister's life, and I'm happy that she's able to get the extra help that she needs every single night.
Always refreshing to hear that you're being a great big brother there, and we all have weaknesses and trying to help her out, and of course you're helping yourself in many ways as well. Let's talk about the next step for you. Talk about life after high school. What are some goals that you have, and have you kind of honed in on a college as well?
Yeah, I've recently visited a couple colleges in the area. I definitely want to go into pharmaceuticals when I grow up. I'm probably going to be looking at Temple University down in Philadelphia. It's a very good pharmaceutical program, and just kind of getting myself prepared for the next stage of my life. So probably applying soon. Hopefully I get accepted. I have pretty good grades, and I'm active in my school too as well. So hopefully I get accepted to that and I'm able to go into the pharmaceutical program.
Structured guy. Let's talk about the different sports you do and some of those clubs maybe you're involved with at high school as well, to be as balanced as you are and know that, hey, I'm doing this for 2 hours, I got this for 23 minutes, I'm next on this. So
yeah, I'm a pretty busy guy. I'm involved in a lot of things like student council. I have track in the spring and cross country in the fall, basketball in the winter. So I try to manage my time effectively with homework and just being there for student council activities. So it's definitely a hassle, but I do my best to get through it, to put in practice for every single sport that I participate in, and just try to do my best at school.
Well, it's great to hear your story, and great to hear about your family and sharing that with us. And we wish you the very best. Hope Temple University works out for you.
Thank you so much.
Adam Rockwell's with us from Susquehanna here on the John Mendola Show at Arcaro and Genell's Takeaway Kitchen. And Adam, welcome in. Let's first talk about your teammates this year. And what do you think the work ethic's been like early in the season here to kind of set the tone as the games start to begin?
Starting off the season, I think we put in a lot of good work, a lot of good practices. Intensity is very high, and a lot of good things are happening. And I hope we can keep that rolling throughout the season.
Let's talk about Coach Tompkins and saying, all right, Adam, this is what I need you to do every game, 5 points, 5 rebounds, whatever it is. Does he talk to you about what your role is?
He always wants us to always contribute something. It may be scoring, rebounding, assists, or just playing really hard defense. He always just wants everybody to go out there and give their best effort.
Let's talk about being a couple sport athlete. You do a few of them, I guess. So take us through what you do in the fall, the winter, and the spring.
In the fall, I play football. Always have a great time with that. In the winter, I play basketball, and then track and field in the spring. Just good to be involved in those things. You're only in high school once. Just making the most out of the opportunity.
You guys come from, in one way, it's a small-knit community, but it's very large. So tell us about being a Susquehanna Saber. What's it like walking the halls, being in the classroom, having those close relationships, whether it's with a peer or with the teacher, and how you guys grow and learn from that?
I think it's great to have that because obviously you can make yourself the best you can be. And knowing everybody is a big help with that. And it helps you be very successful in everything you do.
younger sister. Tell us a little bit about her and some activities she's involved in, and how you guys are faring here in the high school years.
She's also a three-sport athlete. She loves to cheerlead. She recently got involved in track and field. She fell in love with it. I hope she can excel in all three of those sports. And after I graduate, I can't wait to come back and watch her succeed and be the best she can be.
Talk about the family and their inspiration to say, hey, we need you to do this, this, and this, so you will have success down the road.
My parents are always obviously a significant influence. They obviously let me make most of my own decisions in order to learn, but they're right there behind me. Like I said, they're always there pushing me to be the best I can be, and they want the best.
You're a junior, and sometimes kids will say, hey, they know in 8th grade, hey, I want to be a state trooper, or I want to be a pharmacist. For you as a junior, do you have a track right now as to what you want to do and where you may want to go?
Yes, I've been looking at a couple different things in the medical field, specifically physical therapy and medical imaging, which is like x-ray technicians. That's the direction I want to head in. Taking the SATs in the spring, and hopefully that grade will be good, and then we'll continue down that path.
Well, Adam, thank you for your time. We wish you well this season. Have a healthy and a prosperous season, okay?
John, thank you.
Mason Deacon is joining us here from Susquehanna Sabers basketball team. Mason, let's talk about your ball game. What are some things you worked on in the offseason to get to where you are here to start 2017-18?
I definitely worked on to become a better all-around athlete. Definitely want to contribute a lot more to the team. Just going to work my hardest all the time, 100% of the time.
Shooter, rebounder, a little bit of everything?
Yeah, I have a pretty high vertical. I could jump. I could get some rebounds. I am a little bit of a shooter. I could drive the lane, finish pretty well.
Of course, your teammates don't like when you shoot too much, right?
No.
Let's talk about getting the rock around the different guys on the team. What kind of balance do you think you guys have this year?
I think we're pretty good. We have some good guards that can shoot the ball. We have bigs that can definitely get it up in the paint. They have some good moves, good footwork. All around, we're a pretty good basketball team.
What are you expecting in the league this year, some of the teams that you're going to play?
I definitely want to lead the league, come first place.
Montrose always pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, Montrose is definitely good. We're definitely looking to compete with them this year. Definitely want to beat them and lead the league.
Let's go to your family. You got a couple younger brothers. Tell us about them. And are they active in sports? Or they look up to you?
Yeah, they're little basketball players like me. They definitely look up to me a lot. I help them a lot with basketball too.
I'm sure your folks emphasize, the studies, the athletics, being a well-balanced young man. So tell us a little bit about being you and hearing the speeches sometimes, because that's what parents like us do.
Yeah, my mom definitely emphasizes being a student athlete. She always puts my grades before basketball, but aside of being a student athlete, she definitely makes sure that I'm always striving to be the best athlete I can be at all times.
College isn't too far down the road, but you're already thinking, hey man, I think I want to be a college basketball player. That's not easy to do any level nowadays. So talk about what you think you have that might be able to take your game to play in college.
Yeah, I definitely want to bring basketball and play on the collegiate level. I've had a couple teams email me and reach out to me, and I've also reached out to a couple coaches, talk with Coach Tompkins about furthering it. He's helping me out, definitely doing a lot.
You got a favorite teacher too. I think it is Coach Tompkins. So tell me a little bit about what he teaches and what you like about his teaching style.
He teaches psychology. I definitely like how he attacks it. He attacks it like he does on the basketball court. And he's also making sure that we are being student athletes too, putting our grades first. He emphasizes that a lot.
Well, we appreciate your time, Mason. Thank you so much, and have a great 2017-18.
Thank you.
CJ Stone joining us from the Susquehanna Sabers basketball team here on the John Mendola Show. And CJ, you are a junior, so let's talk about your role on the team this year and pushing to be one of the guys.
Yeah, definitely. This year I've been playing the 3. I got moved from the 4 to the 3, playing a lot more, guard position-wise. I think I can really help out the team this year, and I feel like our team can really go far.
Let's talk about other players on the team and how you think each guy's going to fit a role with some of the starters and then guys coming in off the bench.
We have a really good bench this year, which we really don't usually in the past years. We have basically any guy we have can actually start. It's a really tough decision, but we're going to have really good rotations this year, and everybody really, has their own good role.
Being a three-sport athlete like you are, we'll get to those other sports you play, football, track and field, and basketball. You find yourself where you're able to kind of concentrate and put some time into that particular sport, maybe over the summer, or do you kind of, like, when it's basketball season, you're all in?
Definitely, like, during each sports season, I'm definitely devoted, 100%. During the summer, I do a lot with football and basketball, a lot of training, but during the season, I work really hard,
Let's talk about football. What you enjoy about that, and what that experience has been like with your teammates.
It's been really good. This year I got moved to starting quarterback, so we had a decent year, but next year we can definitely improve, and really have a lot of fun with it.
How about track and field? Some events that you compete in there.
I do the high jump, the 4x1, and the javelin, and I'm not terrible at it, not too bad. It's a lot of fun.
Academics, I'm sure, are stressed
Yeah.
in your family. So let's talk about how you do in the classroom.
I'm really good. I try to be a high honor roll student, which I am. I'm on the Honor Society, and I really strive to get good grades.
Let's talk about the role models in your life, and it starts at home, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely with my dad. He's been to college, and he really strives for me to be the best that I can. Really wants me to be successful in life.
I know, meeting with your dad a few times and some things, some classes I've been in with him. He's a focus guy. He's a statistics guy. Talk about how you think he attacks both at home, the process of being his son, and what your job is compared to maybe what you see him do in the school district, and how he kind of focuses on that as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, family's first with him. He really wants everybody to, be okay. Make sure everything's going good. But he also really focuses on the school a lot during, at home. He'll make several trips to the school. Make sure everything is going well. And as planned. And he really breaks it down part by part to make sure everything's done successfully.
You're a fortunate guy to see a guy with such detail do different things. A lot of moving parts. So what are you taking out of all that stuff?
I'm taking a lot out of it. I strive to be my best because of him. He's really my role model, and I appreciate everything that he does for me.
I'm sure those little brothers look up to you as well as your dad. Talk a little bit about them.
Yeah, they definitely do. They do all their sports, and they really strive to be successful in everything they do because of him. They keep on looking up to him.
Put a lot of emphasis on dad. How about mom's role in the whole thing?
She does a lot for us. She always make sure that we're at sports practices on time, and always make sure that we have water, Gatorade, whatever we need. She's always there for us, cheering us on.
How about the goals for you down the road, college-wise? Have you thought about an area that you'd like to kind of focus in on?
Yeah, I definitely have. I plan on being a pharmacist, possibly going to Temple University or Wilkes or University of the Sciences. Really interested in.
Sounds like you got a few options.
Yeah.
Well, CJ, we appreciate your time. We wish you the best during the holiday season with your family, and have a very successful basketball season.
Thank you very much.